Hello everyone and welcome back to PAX and Recreation. And today we continue the Ravnica saga, baby, and it's turn for the Izzet. Or is it? Get ready because this is the Pawn episode. No, but in all honesty, the Izzet, and as you can tell, Izzet is pretty much red and blue, and this is from Return to Ravnica. Maybe the most recognizable Ravnican thing ever is Niv Mizzet, which is actually the icon for the Izzet. Now, before I open this, one thing that is very funny to me is that, and in case you're new to this, we're opening the pre-releases from Return to Ravnica and Gatecrash, so that, there is that. And I just realized that this one is open, which, okay. I hope no one stole from me, and one thing that I wanted to comment is that you can see that all the others have symbols that represent their nature to a degree, or more or less, it's like an eclipse because it's white and black, and you can tell some sort of story with these, and this is because of the demon Rakdos, because it is Rakdos, so it's the skull of Rakdos, the thing that is here, and this is the tree of life, and that makes sense. But with the Izzet, that is the pursuit of knowledge, they use Niv Mizzet, the founder, as the logo, and that makes sense, because the whole thing with Niv Mizzet is that he loves himself a lot. Like, he's very smart, and technically it's the smartest thing alive in Ravnica or something like that. And if you're part of the Izzet, you are like a crazy mage, right? It's like you pursue science, but at the same time you have a fiery passion for it. And that's kind of the thing that makes it go boom a lot of times. So it's kind of like rapid science. And the fun thing is that the Izzet, same way that everyone else has a role in Ravnica, they're supposed to be the engineers, so the maintainers, the one that do like aqueducts and stuff like that for Ravnica to function, right? The builders, pretty much. But they also have the scientific thing because they have to, R&D, they have to develop new things. And Niv Mizzet famously once claimed that if he wanted, he could just govern all the guilds, but it will be too boring, and he's like above that, so F it. And it's like, oh, Niv Mizzet, you love yourself more than your mom loves you. So I guess that is why it makes sense that he is the icon of his own guild, but I digress. So, Izzet, how is the letter of welcoming you into the Izzet? Yeah, this was so tight that I don't think that anyone opened it. The Izzet League. The icon is the lightning bolt. So see, if Niv Mizzet wasn't so much of an egocentric dragon, the icon should be like a lightning bolt or something. And yet here we are. The Izzet League. Welcome to the Izzet League, achievers of the impossible. Your work has led you to the guild that tries the untried, challenges the status quo, and defies such tedious concepts as good enough and laboratory safety. Our mission is to venture unflinchingly into the unknown with no concern for the risks. Others may fear the volatility of our endeavors, but isn't ignorance the greatest danger of all? We understand that knowledge can't be gained without passion, and that an explosion is a result. I love it that they're like scientific, but it's like the red part is like a bunch of goblins pretty much, and it's like, yep, we need bombs. You have joined us at an especially exciting time. Our visionary guild master and Parun, the Draco genius Niv Mizzet, has us had at work, funneling energy through the city's mana agitators, combining elemental weirds and cranking the Mizium flux boilers beyond their breaking point. So strap on your elemental gauntlets and prepare to explore beyond the boundaries of known magic. Singe, Goblin Chemister of the Izzet. There you go, goblins. Plus, some of the things that happen here are, the Izzet they don't have like a history per se. Like it's mostly their founder and patron, like Niv Mizzet, because he comes and goes, and he knows that Nicol Bolas is coming, and he does stuff around it, and then he doesn't want to be the Living Guild pack, and he becomes the Living Guild pack, and then he passes it to Jace, and then he's like, oh, oops, I need to do it again, and so there's not much there, I will say. Like it's a little bit of come and go. The latest thing was when the Phyrexian invasion, they tried to use the glistening oil to do scientific things. At the same time, they got corrupted by it, so people don't trust the Izzet. But they didn't die or anything like the others, so they are just around there. So the Izzet League. Look around you. So many test subjects from other guilds. So much to learn. There are a variety of experiments listed below. As you complete each one, mark the appropriate checkbox. If we complete enough of them, we will control all of Ravnica. First, speak in scientific gibberish for one turn. You gotta love a pre-release of all of this and people talking all in crazy ways and quoting stuff from the cards. Cast 2 instant and or sorceries in one turn. Cast a spell with overload that affects at least 4 permanents. Counter or copy a spell. Win a match against an opponent from a different guild. High five a fellow Izzet member. Attend a guild meeting with other Izzet members. End the game by dealing damage with a multicolor creature spell. Cast or destroy a legendary creature. Deal damage to an opponent with a key rune of any guild. And activate 2 abilities of a guild mage of any guild at the same turn. Make it official. Choose your guild affiliation. And then continue the battle. Blah, blah. So, then a Izzet sticker. Or is it? And a die with the Izzet colors. So blue and red numbers. And return to Ravnica. There you go. Now, as you may have been, if you're following the series, you already know this. If not, and therefore this may be boring, but bear with me. If this is the first time you are with us, because you are an Izzet at heart, a little bit of context. Well, they actually did manage to give you one of each in each pre-release, so you have like all the featured guilds in the boosters. So you get 5 boosters, mind you, not draft boosters or set boosters, just boosters, because this is 10 years old by now, or 11 even. And you got a theme booster that it was, related to the guild that you're opening. In this case, is Hypersonic Dragon. So let's see what's up here. Hypersonic Dragon for 3, 1 blue, 1 red, 29, 30 September 2012. Is a creature dragon for 4 flying haste. You may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. Not bad. Even this primitive specimen of my kind is impressive. Niv Mizzet. Not bad. The Izzet Guildgate. Enter those with the vision to create and the daring to release their creations. Niv Mizzet, the Draco Genius. There you go. Look at the Faron. Or the Paron, I guess. For 2 blue and 2 red is a Dragon Wizard, legendary creature, 5/5 with flying, and it says, whenever Niv Mizzet, the Draco Genius, deals damage to a player, you may draw a card. For 1 blue and 1 red, Niv Mizzet, the Draco Genius, deals 1 damage to target creature or player. He has no patience for minds that do not inspire him or explode by trying. Blister Coil Weird. So there's a bunch of weirds here. Aku's Steed. Gutter Snipe. Lobber Crew. Mind you, with this you have almost half the deck in the pre-release, so you can just open the other boosters and just try to get blue and red stuff. Because it's a pretty functional pre-release deck by itself, you just need to add more stuff. You don't have duplicates, but hey, it's a pre-release. Goblin Electromancer. Pursuit of Flight. Runewing or Runewing. Inspiration. Target player draws 2 cards. Annihilating Fire. Dispel, counter target spell. Dyna Charge. And Essence Backlash. Not bad. And I love it how we got the dragon and Niv Mizzet in there, and there's a quote of Niv Mizzet, and he did this Niv Mizzet as well. So let's see. Can I actually? Nope. I can't ninja it, sadly. Jesus. What an atrocious way of opening a booster. Well, I tried, Niv Mizzet. Haha, exposed by trying. Electricary. Very, very Izzet. Crosstown Courier. Launch Party. Avenging Arrow. Golgari Longlegs. It's a vanilla creature, people enjoy it. Despite its normal stature, it can fall itself into a tunnel with a starting quickness, vanishing back into the Undercity. Skullrend. Perilous Shadow. Tenement Crasher. Sunspire Griffin. Azorius Guildgate. Enter the Senate, the seat of justice and the foundation of Ravnican society. They really love themselves. Archweaver, or Archweaver, I guess. Izzet Charm, appropriate because it's an Izzet pre-release. Actually, I don't think we got a Izzet Charm in the default booster. So Azorius Justiciar, or Justicar, but it's Justiciar. Supreme Verdict. Supreme Victory can be countered. Destroy all creatures. For 1, 2 blue, 2 white and 1 blue, Leonos had no second thoughts about the abolishment edict. He had felt Skyrune's warning of an eviction, even though it was cloudly. The lawmakers of Ravnica, the Azorius Senate, are a hierarchical bureaucracy obsessed with order, stability, and the rule of law. Choose your guild at guildsofravnica.com. And then, remember the fat packs? There's a Ravnica fat pack, and with Niv Mizzet and Jace, and we will open it on this channel. Subscribe for that, because I will be doing all the bundles in chronological order, or reverse chronological order. Forest. Next, it had the Niv Mizzet on the booster, and yet it was a very Azorius booster. So let's see if in the Azorius booster the same logic applies backwards. So it becomes an Izzet bundle. Booster, sorry, not bundle. But see, Niv Mizzet is kind of the face of Ravnica. Whenever you think of Ravnica, I mean, everyone thinks of their favorite guild, which, let me know which it is. But if you have to associate Ravnica with something, being that it is a city, in my head at least, I think of Niv Mizzet. Because, you know, Ravnica, right? He is the one thing alive there since the beginning, I guess. Chorus of Might. Electricary. Paralyzing Grasp. Axebane Stag. Golgari Longlegs again. Search Warrant. A very Azorius thing, so appropriate. Centaur's Herald. Destroy the Evidence. This is a very Dimir thing. Tower Drake. Very Azorius again. Flying. Tower Drake gets +0/+1 until the end of turn. The first motion put forth in the pristine Gelent column was for severe restrictions on the airspace around New Prague. Knightly Valor. Skyline Predator. This is, I don't know, Dimir, I guess? Well, being a dragon with flash, it can be Izzet. Rakdos Charm, not bad. Let all feel joy in pain. Judge's Familiar, again, very Azorius. And Conjured Currency, which is a card that I like a lot in terms of flavor and mechanics in a Commander game, but sadly it's too expensive for it to be actually viable. If it was like at least 2 more cheaper, it would be very fun in Commander, but for 6, very, very iffy, I have to say. Jace Beleren returns to his adoptive home of Ravnica, determined to discover who has pulled his puppet strings. But when he learns of new guild machinations, the Mind Mage commits himself to finding their source. guildsofravnica.com. And then event decks. Remember event decks? Exactly. And a mountain. Likely an Izzet mountain. Or is it? I have to stop with it. I have to stop with this because I wouldn't blame you if you roll your eyes so hard that you like, oh, come on. Catacomb Slug. Launch Party. Rootborn Defenses. Ogre Spear. Oh, sorry, Ogre Spree. Common Bond. Okay, not bad. Selesnya Sentry. Well, too expensive to regenerate. Come on, what's up with this? Downsize. Explosive Impact. Stonefair Crocodile. Daggerdrome Imp. Tavern Swindler. Okay, not bad. Call of the Conclave. Put a 3/3 green centaur creature onto the battlefield. Teleportal, there you go. A very easy thing to have. +1/+0 until the end of turn, and it is unblockable. And if you overload it, you may cast this spell for this overload cost. If you do, change the state by replacing all instances of target with each. Ooh, Precinct Captain. For 2 white, is a 2/2 human creature with first strike that says, whenever Precinct Captain deals combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 white soldier creature token onto the battlefield. In trouble times, we all need someone to watch our backs. A bird token in Selesnya, and a swamp. And on the back, a dead app. So, there is that. Next, the Golgari booster. Damn it. Double damn it. Quadruple damn it. Well, it's Golgari, so I guess it will come back from the dead. Or something. Chronic Flooding. Drainpipe Vermin. Swift Justice. Hussar Patrol. Grizzly Savage. Golgari. To the Golgari, anything buried is treasure. Daggerdome Imp. Isperia Skywatch. Lover Crew. Concordia Pegasus. Destroy the Evidence. Bury Dimir. Soul Tithe. Enchant non-land permanent at the beginning of your upkeep. Enchant the permanent's controller. That player sacrifices it unless he or she pays X, where X is its converted mana cost. So, not bad as a torture device, but it doesn't really get rid of anything. It can be very useful in Commander, though, if you want to force them to kill their own commander. And if you want to keep it, they have to keep paying. So I guess that can be okay, but Smothering Tide is still better, I guess, of all the tides. Street Spasm, an Izzet card. Street Spasm deals X damage to target creature without flying you don't control. An Overload. Replaces it for each. Risen Sanctuary. 5, 1 green, 1 white is an 8/8 with vigilance, and that's it. When one of the Great Guardians arises, it sweeps enemies aside like chaff. Jet takes care not to crush a single insect underfoot. Kind of unlikely that it works like that, but whatever. Ooh, Loxodon Smither as the rare in this booster. This was a Selesnya booster after all. 1 green, 1 white for 4. It can be countered, and if a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard Loxodon Smither, put it onto the battlefield instead of putting it into your graveyard. So the problem is that it says your opponent controls, so you really are just, if you're playing against someone that makes you discard cards or something, that can be very useful, but if you could cheat it yourself by targeting yourself with some discard spells or something, but remember Duels of the Planeswalker? Yep, exactly. With sadness in my heart, and an island. And last but not least, the Selesnya booster. The Golgari one was a Selesnya booster. A lot of Selesnya cards. Is the Selesnya booster going to be Golgari? I guess we're going to find out. All of this in the middle of an Izzet pre-release, right? So there's only so much you can do. That is life. Bellows Lizard. Dispel. These nuts. Horn Colors Chant. Selesnya. So not bad. Wait a second. 7 and 1 green. Put a 4/4 green rhino creature token with trample on the battlefield and then populate. Put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of a creature token you control. Okay, but well, I mean, it's 8 for 8 pretty much, but at least you can copy something else. Transguild Promenade. Enters tapped, enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you pay 1, and it gives you 1 mana of any color. It's kind of meh. Cobble Brute. Gorehouse Chainwalker. Gatecreeper Vine. Every inch of Ravnica is home to something. Azorius Arrester. Izzet Guildgate. Daggerdrum Imp. Azorius Keyruin. Not bad, not great, not bad. First artifact that we get. Psychic Spiral. Shuffle all cards from your graveyard into your library. Target player puts that many cards from the top of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Oh, that's not bad. An Electrocutor forces criminals to confess to laws they merely intended to break. Rakdos Crackler. Or Cackler. For 1 black or 1 red is a 1/1 that has Unleash. You may have this creature enter the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. It can't block as long as it has a +1/+1 counter on it. Not bad. Devil Blades are dripping blood, but Devil Blades and dripping blood make music Rakdos never tires of hearing. Now, this is very good for a pre-release, and even for, it's a 1/1 for 1, and then I mean, if you pay, it can be a 2/2. It just can't block. I mean, not bad. And a Shockland. And to finish in great shape is a Izzet Shockland. So this is always great. Steam Vents, Island Mountain. You get 1 blue or 1 red, and if you pay 2 life, it comes on tap. If not, well, crafted with genius, energized with madness. Shocklands, in case you don't know them, they are the best current alternative to free dual lands, because Wizards realized that it was too expensive, or too cheap actually, to have dual lands on the battlefield, so they started to give them conditions, and that was the best condition. That's the cheapest one. That's why they don't print them again. A Goblin token that is very mad apparently, and all things Magic all in one place, magicthegathering.com, and a Plains. So there is that. that's the Izzet pre-release. Or is it? Haha, that's the last one because the video is ending. But what do you think about the Izzet? Do you like that guild? Do you like the lore? What do you think of Niv Mizzet? Is it? My God, I'm not doing it on purpose. Is it the symbol of Ravnica after all? Like, I think it is. Every time I think of Ravnica, I think of Niv Mizzet, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is someone else I think is the icon. Do you consider yourself a Izzet league member, or do you prefer playing against them, or do you actually hate them and you don't want to play against them? Let me know down below. And don't forget that we have a playlist that I guess is put here now in YouTube that has all the other pre-releases, so that we talk about all the guilds in this return to Ravnica. Thank you very much for your time, and see you next time on PAX and Recreation. Bye.